What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. And in this video today, I wanted to show you guys how I was able to generate an extra $100,000 in revenue for my digital marketing agency with only Upwork. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ty. I run Essential Sales Systems, where we help entrepreneurs, coaches, and agency owners build irresistible, scalable offers and help them close them for high ticket. So I'm just telling a little bit of a story here of when I ran a marketing agency and how I was able to use Upwork to supplement my income. I used Upwork to book a ton of meetings, and the main benefit I saw, the main reason why I decided to jump on that platform, give it a try and see if it could bring us any extra business, was because Upwork is filled with warm leads. It's filled with people that are already looking for your business, already excited, already at the stage where they're actively looking for someone to provide that service. You know, you have a lot of prospects out there that are unaware that they need help. There's prospects that are aware that they need help. There's prospects that are aware they need help and actively looking for that help. And then there's prospects that are aware they need help, looking for that help, have found a few solutions, and then there's the next stage where they're ready to make that decision, ready to jump into that solution. So on Upwork, the real good benefit of it is you're going to find a lot of prospects that are in between that stage of aware they need help and actively looking, between that stage of actively looking and already making that decision and ready to make that decision and knowing that what the solutions are, just ready to pick the person who's they believe is going to get them those proper results. One of the main thing I hear, most people think Upwork sucks because they think it's full of cheap people that just want cheap labor and it's impossible to close decent to high ticket size retainers on the platform, when this is simply just not true. You can close very decent size retainers on Upwork. You just need to be able to communicate really well how well you and your team, or you as a solopreneur or freelancer, are able to solve the problem. And when you can do that, coupled with being able to generate a high amount of interest for how you solve the problem, you can get a lot of good responses. And when this is something you get good at, you're going to start getting messages like this. Thank you for your message. I've scheduled a time for us to chat. Look forward to hearing your methodology and how we can potentially work together. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for all this information. It really helps me trust your journey. How big is your team? Can you send me your link to your website? I'm looking at your calendar for next week. Hey, I requested a meeting tomorrow with your company, but I really like your offer letter here. Any chance you can meet sooner today? I'm on Mountain Standard Time and I'd love to meet after 4. Hey, thanks for writing. Just booked a time on your calendar. Hey, can we set up a time for Zoom? Hey, I booked for Monday, and many more messages just like this. Because it has that really warm aspect to it, it's definitely a good platform if you're just trying to get started with your agency or just trying to get started with freelance work and looking for business. And if you are that person, if you are just starting, my first tip is to stop trying to close people in messages. Stop trying to close people on the Upwork platform through the chat method. You want to take them off the platform as soon as possible. I would do this all the time. So one thing I would do is I would book calls with these people and not have any conversations in the messenger. So what I would do is I would use Calendly, which is just a scheduler to book calls, book meetings. If you've never heard of it, I'm sure you have. You can use any scheduler. There's tons of them out there. But I would actually send my calendar link in my proposal, in my cover letter, to the prospect, so that a lot of times they didn't even respond to my messages. They didn't even pop into my inbox. I would just see them pop up on my calendar for a meeting without them ever responding to my message. And the ones that did respond to my message, I immediately said, okay, great, awesome, sounds good. Let's get on a meeting. Let's talk more about this. Let's not waste time with the back and forth on the platform. And the reason why I did this is because I wanted to keep them away from the competition. One thing you got to realize is when they're messaging you back and forth on the Upwork platform, there's tons of other people on that platform with you distracting that prospect. And every single time you got to send a message, wait for their response, send another message, wait for their response. That's more time for them to open the app, respond to you, and respond to 5 other people above you or below you in the chat box. So the first thing I always tried to do was pull them off of the platform, get them communicating with me through a different channel where they're not distracted by a whole bunch of other people trying to take the same business that I'm looking to acquire. And if you have a good cover letter that's able to really convey value, really convey and make them feel heard and understood, that's the main thing with Upwork. A lot of people are getting generic responses. I've both sent out proposals on Upwork and hired people on Upwork. So I see all the people that send me messages, 40, 50, 60, hundreds of people sending messages per job post about their cover letters. And in those cover letters, it's a ton of people with generic responses with things that a lot of the time have nothing to do with what I actually wrote out, with what I'm looking for. So when you can write a cover letter and allow the prospect to feel heard, feel like you read it and feel like you actually really understand what they're looking to achieve, and you are the person to help them achieve it, you are going to get a lot of responses. And when you get those responses, when you're able to book them on a call, when you're able to get them on a meeting, you're going to find that since they were already so warm to begin with, and now they feel so heard and they love your messaging, you're going to have 80 to 90% close rates with these people on the call because they're already warmed up. Not only that, but it puts you in a position to be able to charge more and be able to charge what the service is really worth when you're able to communicate that value and show them why what you're charging is worth it. This is what helped one of my clients, Cigar, when he first started his agency. He was charging $200 a month, $300 a month retainers for Facebook advertising. But when he joined our program, when he jumped into Essential Sales program, we worked on his messaging, we worked on his closing, we worked on his positioning and how he presented the offer and how he structured his calls to really show value to the prospect, to really show that he understood how to solve their problem. He was able to double and triple what he was charging and close more deals. Instead of charging $200, $300 a month, he was able to charge $7,000, $9,000, $1,000 a month plus for his services. And I've even closed $3,000 plus retainers just from Upwork clients. When you're first starting out, yes, it is about volume. But when it comes to a platform like Upwork, where there's always going to be volume for the person on the other end, it's really about hyper personalization as well. If you can find a good mix between hyper personalization and volume, you're going to see way better response rates than you would get if you just sent out a bunch of generic, and you'll see good response rates if you send out highly customized but low volume. But if you can find that sweet spot, you are golden. So what I would do is I would have my cover letter broken up into a bunch of highly customizable sections. So we would love to talk to you about X. We've worked with clients on X. We've done XYZ for people. We've seen great results when trying to formulate strategies for X, and this is some of the suggestions. So when we're positioning ourselves like that, that X is where we would fill in what they're specifically looking for, and we would use the same words, the same terminology they used in their job posting to show that we really understand what they're saying. We wouldn't say it in our own words, we'd say it in theirs, because a lot of times there's a confusion of meanings. There's people just feel naturally more understood when someone says, "Hey, I feel great today," and you say to them, "Oh wow, that's good that you feel great," versus, "Oh wow, that's good that you feel awesome." They didn't say they felt awesome, they said they felt great. And even if awesome and great have a similar meaning and the same kind of, again, similar meaning to you, to them, it might mean totally different things. So using their terminology back to them throughout your cover letter, adding to that hyper personalization, adding to that hyper customization is going to really, really help. And the second I realized that it might be a profitable platform to start closing deals, it took me about 1 week to start getting a lot of responses and 2 weeks to close the first deal on the platform. That's when I immediately went and automated the process by getting a virtual assistant to facilitate it for me. And that's where really having that hyper customization and those points of customization really, really help. You have it written out. You tell your VA, "Hey, grab these points of customization from the job posting, plug it in, submit it," and they'll be able to bang out 10 to 20 a day for you. And meetings will just be pulling it into your calendar, or responses will come into your inbox where you can send them your calendar link to book those meetings and close more deals. You can even get your virtual assistant from Upwork. You can also use like Online Jobs PH. That's a good place to go. You can get a VA for like $3 to $6 an hour, have them work 1 hour a day, and that's enough to send about 10 proposals a day. And last but not least, what I wanted to say is please, please, please do not, if you are looking to build an agency, charge hourly. Just don't do it. Don't charge hourly. Even if you're a solopreneur, even if you're by yourself working alone and you don't have a team, still don't charge hourly. Hourly doesn't make sense for these kinds of services. And the reason why I say that is because you are being punished when you work hourly for your efficiency. For example, if I'm someone who is writing ads for a client and I have tons of experience writing ads, I've written thousands of ads, I've managed thousands of ad accounts, and I can write your ads, set up your ad account, and get everything launched within 3 hours. Easy peasy. I get paid for 3 hours of work, whereas a less experienced person might take, 6 hours or 8 hours across 2 days. They get paid more. Obviously, the hourly rate might be different, but at the end of the day, they might get paid more just because they're slower to get that work done. When you're charging hourly for these kinds of services, the more efficient you are, the less you get paid, when it should be the opposite. The more efficient you are, the quicker you can get profitable campaigns launched. The better you are at doing your job is the more you should get paid, not the other way around. So don't charge hourly. And if you want to be making 6 figures a year, it is so much easier to do that not working hourly by just having $1,000 to $2,000 a month retainers, instead of trying to see how much of your time you can give away every day. When you're charging on retainer, it's easier to build a team. It's easier to take the revenue, break it down, and hire people to delegate tasks to. There's just so many benefits to charging retainers or charging performance-based rather than doing hourly. Either way, guys, that's the story of how I was able to generate an extra $100,000 for my agency off of Upwork. And those are a few tips how you can do the same. Hope you did enjoy. And if you're an agency owner, freelancer, coach, or consultant looking to just build an amazing offer that is easy to sell, that you can sell for high ticket retainers, high ticket one-time prices, feel free to book a call with me down below. We can see if you'd be a good fit to get one-on-one help with myself. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Comment down below your thoughts. Curious to see what you guys think about this. Have you ever used Upwork? Have you tried Upwork before? Is Upwork something you're going to be looking at if you're just getting started out in your agency, in your business, or in your career? Feel free to let me know. I'd be interested to see. If you have any other questions, as always, post them down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.